So I wanted to kind of give you an overview of the week for me, and what I noticed health-wise and what I noticed program-wise. So this was a tough week to start because I had both Christmas and my husband's birthday. But that being said, I think overall I did pretty well. I have a lot of different feelings that I've found that I really like, and a couple that I've learned I don't like. But I figure out of an entire box, and if you watch my unboxing video, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff in there. There are bars, there are cheese puff type things, there are crunchers, which are kind of like Cheetos, but with different seasonings. And there were oatmeal and pancakes and brownies and cookies and all sorts of stuff. But I found out that the only two things that I didn't like were the Indonesian hot cereal and Indonesian cinnamon and honey hot cereal and the cinnamon sugar sticks. Because both of them had more of a stevia aftertaste or that artificial sugar aftertaste than anything else did. So as long as I don't reorder those, I feel like I can reorder anything that's on that list and be perfectly happy with it. So I love the brownies. I've actually been rationing my brownies. I love the cookies. I've also been rationing those. So that I have enough to spread out over the course of a month. But yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed it. So from a flavor standpoint, no complaints, seriously. Even with the shakes, which I've never had a protein shake I liked before, I actually like the protein shakes. I've been making them into soft serve ice cream, and they're wonderful. They've been a really good treat at the end of the day. I haven't been drinking them as shakes just because I know I'm less likely to get through them quickly enough. But that's fine. I like them as soft serve, so there you go. In terms of lifestyle shifts, I am not used to eating this frequently. Prior to this, my general regular day, I might grab a coffee and a pastry for breakfast on the way to work, maybe even an hour and a half to 2 hours after I woke up. And then at work, I may not eat until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, in which case I go get a sandwich and some chips. And then I may not eat again until 7 or 8 o'clock at night, when I might have a big meal. I might have fast food. It was kind of like that. So I'm not used to eating this much. And honestly, I have not felt this satisfied, honestly. In some ways, I became more aware of my body's need for nutrition for nutrients than I normally am. And so that's been one of the biggest shifts for me, is actually realizing what my body needs to take in. Even though the calorie totals for this week have been very low, which is expected. This is a weight loss part of the program, so we are looking at 800 to 1,000 calories about a day. Which seems absolutely restrictive and horrible. And like when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be starving all the time. It's been the complete opposite. I have not been hungry. I have not been craving food, even though I've had some very delectable things put in front of me. This week, I haven't had the need to eat or snack or anything the way that I might otherwise. I also haven't really been craving any of the fast food at all. I did not miss not going to McDonald's this week or to a sandwich shop or anything else. I haven't been missing bread, which I thought I was going to really miss. I haven't even been missing cheese, which I'm a complete cheese addict, so that was a surprise. There's enough creaminess in some of the fuelings that it kills that desire for the dairy products. Now there is milk in many of these fuelings, so you're not completely depriving yourself of dairy, you're just not eating a whole lot of it. There's some in there, so it's been pretty good. Health-wise, I had a headache for the first 2.5 days I was on program. It was a mild headache. I am prone to migraines, and it never devolved into a migraine. I never got light sensitive. I never got sound sensitive. It was just a mild headache, and honestly, I don't even know that it was the Optavia program causing it. We've also had very, very high mountain cedar counts in San Antonio this week, and so it may very well have been that causing the headache, but there's really no way to know. So, I've heard that for many people, the first 3 days of the program, they will have things like headaches or stomach aches or, whatever, but I haven't, the most I had was a mild headache. So honestly, the headache left after day 2, or middle of day 3, I guess. And I really haven't had it since. I felt good. I felt like I have plenty of energy. I've also actually found that I want to get up and move. And sitting on the couch all day was not as much fun as it has been in the past. My husband and I really love to watch movies, and that's not going to change. We're still going to love to watch movies. But I got up after every single movie just to walk around the room. And not because I was trying to get in steps or because I was trying to exercise or because I was doing anything, just because I felt the need to get up and move. Just kind of not restless per se, but just I had a lot of energy and I wanted to get some of that out. I was starting to just get a little squirmy a little bit. So I feel like I have more energy from that aspect. This eating every 2 hours thing, I feel like I'm eating all the time, which is a little disconcerting at times. Like it's 12:30 right now, which is time for my next fueling. And I still don't feel like it's been that long since I had breakfast. I had, and I had the same thing happen yesterday. So, that's different, and we'll see how long it takes for me to adjust to that. Now, I think once I get into my normal work routine, I think this is going to become quite easy. I don't think it's going to feel like I'm eating all the time like I do now. But what I really love is there's almost no prep work involved in most of this. So, other than my lean and green and a couple of the fuelings, most of them are just unwrap it and eat. So it's been real easy and low key. So that's that. Weight loss. I know you want to know about weight loss. So when I did my weigh-in before the first day, I actually weighed myself on Thursday of last week, which was 3 days before beginning the program. And when I weighed myself then, I was 225. So that was kind of where I started. Now, I started drinking a lot more water and watching and kind of following almost the dining out guide for a couple of days before I started, just to see if I could do it. And when I weighed myself the morning of starting, I was 219.6 pounds. So 219.6 is kind of what we're going with for my starting weight, even though I weighed at 225 earlier that week. I will tell you that my weight tends to fluctuate about 3 to 4 pounds a day, depending on what I'm eating, prior to this program. So I was expecting to be somewhere between 121 and 125 for my starting weight. 119 meant that I lost about 2 pounds, but it could also be that I had a new scale. So I am now using a digital scale that I am going to be using for the rest of this process, so that I'm using the same instrument. As we know, some scales are more sensitive than others, and some of them are more accurate, and the scale that I was using before when I weighed at 225 was an old scale, so there's a possibility that it was off. So we're going with 219.6. As of today, I am 212.6. So that is a 7-pound drop, and that's 7 pounds in 7 days. So I essentially lost a pound a day, even though I screwed up last night at my husband's birthday party. We had paella and tapas, so it was not the most healthy food, but it was really yummy, but not the best choice. So anyway, 7 pounds in 7 days, not bad. I am going to do another video next Sunday where I will talk about what my weight loss has been between now and then, because I'm going to be very rigid about the plan this week. I'm going to be completely on plan. I'm not going to break from it. I already have everything charted out for what I'm going to eat what day, what my leading greens are going to be. A little bit later today, I'm going to prep all my vegetables, and most of my meats will be prepped as well, so that all I have to do is get home and grill things at night, or roast them, or whatever preparation I'm going to do. So that's my plan for the week, and I will stick to it. I'll give you an idea next week. So that is my 1 week catch up. 7 pounds, 7 days. Feeling good, got more energy, and I did screw up last night. So there you go, there's my overview. So this was me on day 1. The main things that I've noticed are that I'm not quite as puffy. It hasn't seen a huge change, but I'm not quite as puffy. When I stand sideways beforehand, my stomach was sticking out as far as my boobs. And now it seems to have shrunk in a little bit. Some of that's the way I'm standing, but it really has come in.